What a wonderful. What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Latoya Denise. I just wanted to jump on here really quick and tell you guys about my hysterectomy experience. I know there's a lot of women out there that deal with uterine fibroids, and that's one reason why I had to have a hysterectomy, because I had uterine fibroids. I have 5 children, 3 girls and 2 boys. With my last son, when I went to have an ultrasound done, they thought that it was 2. I was like, oh, no. You need to check that again, because I'm not walking around here with twins, and twins does run in my family. But they ended up finding out that it was a fibroid. The OBGYN said that it was nothing, to be worried about. So after I delivered my son, when everything was back to normal, I started, I want to say, well, let me put it like this. When my period got back to normal after me having my last son, I noticed I was bleeding a lot heavier. And this might be too much information, but for you women that are suffering with fibroids, I just want to go into detail as to what I had to experience. My bleeding was really, really heavy. And when I say heavy, I couldn't wear the regular pads that some women wear when they have their period. I had to wear the size 5. And when I say the size 5, I had to wear 2 of those, because that's how heavy the bleeding was. And I bled for maybe like 4 days straight. I never really had bad cramps or anything like that, but my lower back would be killing me, and then on my left side I would have a lot of pain, a lot of unnecessary pain. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, like, where's all of this, saying this pain come from? Ding, time for my period, pain is there, the bleeding is there. It's so bad to where I had to sleep in my bed with a black towel and a chuck, because a lot of times I would bleed through my clothes. I always around that time of the month wore black pants, and I always made sure that I had something, a black towel sitting on my car seat. That's how bad it was. So fast forward to 2021. I kept going to the doctor, checking, because I didn't want it to get any bigger, because my auntie, she had ended up having stomach cancer, and she passed away from it. And she had a uterine fibroid, but hers was the size of a grapefruit, and we lost her in 2017. That scared me, because we have a lot of like hypertension, diabetes, COPD that runs on my side of the family. And I'm healthy. I'm a pretty healthy girl, and I thank God for that. But yeah, so 2021, my primary care physician referred me to a gynecologist out here. I'm currently living in Virginia now. I relocated out here maybe 3 years ago. So he referred me to this gynecologist, and this gynecologist, he's awesome. When I had my appointment, I went there. They did a vaginal ultrasound, and they also did the ultrasound on top of the stomach. Okay, so I knew I had one fibroid. they ended up finding another one. So that makes it two. So I'm like, okay, what is it that I can do? Because like the heavy periods are driving me crazy. I don't want my husband to touch me. I'm always tired when I'm on my period. I work in the healthcare field. When I go to work, I have an extra bag full of pads because I'm bleeding so heavy, and sometimes I'm bleeding through my clothes, so I have to bring an extra pair of scrub pants. I got tired of doing all of that. So he tried me on this medication that slows up the bleeding. It helped, but the side effect of that is weight gain. And I was trying to lose weight. It stopped one thing, but it started something else that I didn't want. So I was like, oh no, 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 we can't, we can't do this. I'm trying to lose weight and I'm not trying to gain it. So I went back. My next follow-up visit, I went back, and he said, well, we can give you, birth control, because I did the depot. The depot made me gain weight. He said, we can do the IUD. I said, no, let's just get this done and over with. Let's just do a hysterectomy. So he was like, okay, are you sure? He said, with the hysterectomy, you can't have any more kids. And I'm like, doc, I got 5 kids. I'm not trying to have any more kids. My husband, he has 2 kids. He's not trying to have any more kids. So we good in that area. Give me the paperwork. Let me get this signed. Let me do what it is that I have to do. Got the paperwork done. Okay. February 28th is when I had my procedure. So before you even have your procedure, a week prior, you can't, if you're on any type of medication, you can't take it for a whole week. Good thing is, the only medication I was taking was my gabapentin, because I deal with fibromyalgia. So I stopped taking that for a week. But I kept having this pain on my left side. So when I talked to the gynecologist, he said that it could be from adhesions, from a lot of scar tissue from having C-sections. I have 5 kids. Remember that. 4 C-sections. So my last 4 kids were all C-sections. He said once, he's done with everything, I shouldn't feel any pain. February 28th, had to be at the hospital at 7 in the morning. My husband drops me off. I get there. I'm so nervous, you guys, because we're still in this pandemic. COVID is still real. No one can come up there with me, so I'm pretty much by myself. If somebody did come up there with me, they can't come in the room with me. They have to stay out in the waiting area. So I'm like, nah, my husband don't need to do that. He can just, go home and relax and wait for the doctor to call. I was supposed to be back in the OR at 10 o'clock. Okay. They get me back there. They prep me. The anesthesiologist comes in and, he's telling me about the anesthesia. Sorry, you guys. The side effects of that. There was another lady that was going to be assisting the surgeon I was going to be doing my surgery. She came in, she introduced herself. She told me what's going to be done as far as me being, put to sleep. She was telling me about the tube that they have to put down my throat when they remove it, how my throat and everything would feel. So now, y'all, I'm waiting. It's a little past 10 o'clock because I'm already nervous. I done cried. I done prayed. I done laughed. I done cried some more, prayed some more, laughed some more. So I'm like, okay, it's past. I'm looking at the clock like, okay, it's past 10 o'clock. Like, come on, I'm ready to, get this done and over with, because the lady across the hall, she was making a joke. I mean, I wish I had her energy, because it's like she was on 10, because she like no fear or any, thing there. I don't do well with surgeries. I didn't even want to do the C-section with my kids, but I didn't have a choice. 10:30 roll around, still haven't gotten taken back. 11 rolls around, still haven't got taken back. 11:30 rolls around, they come in, they say, Miss Cromwell, we're sorry, but the OR, we have to do some deep cleaning. So as soon as we're done with that, we'll come back and we'll get you. I said, okay. And I'm glad that they did come there and tell me that. And she told me about the, saying the deep cleaning, because I don't want to go up in nowhere where there's somebody blood still, on the floor or whatever, being seen. So it's a good thing that they did, do the deep clean like they did. So it was my time to go. Oh my goodness. The lady that was the nurse that was assisting the surgeon, oh my God, you guys, she was so freaking nice. When I say she put my mind at ease, she put my mind at ease. I just remember them willing me to the OR. They had like this pink squishy thing that was on the table. She was telling me about that. Then they transferred me from the bed to the table. All I remember her was saying, take a deep breath. I took a deep breath and I looked up. That's I'm so serious, you guys. That's all I remember. And I swear that was the best sleep ever. I am so freaking serious. That was the best sleep ever. I just woke up to the nurse, in the recovery room, to the nurse saying, Mrs. Cromwell, I opened my eyes. And she said, I looked at her, and the first thing that came out of my mouth was, did you guys call my husband? And she started laughing, and she said, yes, we did. She said, then I kind of, fell back to sleep. But, they woke me up. She asked me if I needed to use the restroom, and I said, it feel like, I do. So she said, okay, she's going to go get a bedpan, because they didn't want me to get up right away because of the anesthesia. They didn't want me to fall or anything. So she put a bedpan under me, and for some reason, I could not go. I couldn't at all. I couldn't pee, but it felt like, I had to. So I told the nurse, I said, well, maybe if you guys help me get up and walk me to the restroom, I said, I'll probably go, because it's a certain amount of urine they want you to have in those toilet hats before they can release you. Because if you don't empty your bladder, 9 times out of 10, they'll send you home with a catheter for a week. And that is something that I did not want. I did not want to come home with a catheter, because then a week later, you have to go back to the doctor, and then they have to check and to see if you're able to still go on your own. If you can't go on your own, then, and this is what the doctor is explaining to me, if you can't go on your own, they'll show you how to make yourself go. And I didn't want to do that, because I work in the healthcare field for hospice, and I know how to do all of this stuff, but I don't want to do it on myself. See, it's much easier when you're doing it on other people, but when it comes to yourself, that's just something I didn't want to do, because then, my husband would have to be trained to do that until I'm able to go on my own, and that I just didn't want that. So this nurse, they helped me up. They got me to the restroom. I went a little bit. So she called my doctor, and she's like, she went, but it's not a lot. So he said, okay, well, we're going to monitor her a little bit longer, and then to see if she'll go some more. So she came and she explained that to me of what the doctor said. I said, okay, that's fine. At this time, like, I'm so ready to go home. I'm still kind of out of it. There's, what I'm saying, pain there. I just want to get home and get in my own bed. You can't shower for 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay. Oh, I forgot. I had the laparoscopic hysterectomy. That's what I had. They removed everything except my ovaries. And thank God that there was only still 2 fibroids, because he said from what he can see, there's 2 fibroids, but no telling how many there is once he get, you know what I'm saying, in there. But it was still only 2. They removed my my cervix, my uterus, and my fallopian tubes. And at the time, after I had my last son, I had got my tubes tied because I knew I didn't want any more kids. And my ovaries are still good, and I'm glad they didn't have to remove those, because they said if they had to remove one or both, it would have pushed me into early menopause. And I'm only 42 years old, so I'm still young, baby. Yes, I'm still young. But anyways, so they take me into they get me back in the bed. They the recovery room I was at, it's there was multiple patients in there, but there were curtains, that were blocking each one of us off. They ended up taking me to a different recovery room where you're in the room, you're by yourself, and that's when your loved ones or whoever wanted to come up there and be with you at that time, that's when they'll let that person come. But it can only be one person. So they get me in there, and I tell her, I said, I feel like I need to go to the restroom. And she said, okay, I'm going to help you get up, and then I'm going to, help you into the bathroom. So she helped me get up, and she's like, wait a minute. She said, maybe this will help you. She took this peppermint oil, and when she put the hat into the toilet, she pulled the peppermint into the toilet. So I'm asking her, I'm like, what is this for? She said, this helps. She said, it didn't help so many women. She said, and I've been doing this a long time. And I'm like, okay, are you sure this is gonna help? And she's like, yeah, it's gonna help you. So I tell you, when I sat down on that toilet seat after putting the seat cover on there, I sat down. When I say that urine came pouring out, it came pouring out. And I was so happy because, like I said, I didn't want them to send me home with a catheter, and I didn't want to stay overnight in the hospital. So she called my doctor, and he said, okay, good. He said, okay, you can, discharge her, get her paperwork and everything ready. So at this time, they called my husband. They're like, yeah, we're going to release her. You can start heading up here. So my husband get there. The nurses helping me put, my clothes and everything on there, telling my husband about the discharge instructions and everything. Oh, my goodness, you guys. That ride home was crucial. That ride home was crucial. When we get downstairs and the nurse helps me into the car, my husband brought this little pillow, and I put the pillow on my stomach so that the seat, it could be between my stomach and the seatbelt, because I didn't want the seatbelt to be, squeezing my stomach or whatever. So that ride home, when I say we live maybe 15 minutes away from the hospital, I swear how my husband was driving, because like every little bump he went over, it would hurt so bad. It took us a good maybe like 35 minutes, because I was like, don't speed, don't go on the freeway, don't just take your time, because I can't be up in here in pain. And then the pain pills was at home, so I wouldn't have nothing to take while I'm on the ride, no water or nothing, even though they gave me a pain pill before I left the hospital. So we finally get home. My husband helped me get out the car. Our front porch has maybe 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 little steps. It hurts so bad to even walk up the stairs. I managed to get up the stairs. I made it to my room. I get in the bed. I had the pain medication that he gave me, which was Percocet. He prescribed me gabapentin. I went out and I bought Gas X, because they pump you up with all that gas, and you want to try to get rid of that gas, because if that gas is trapped up in there, it'll start giving you pain, in your shoulder, and you don't want to have to deal with the pain that's in your shoulder and deal with the pain from, having the surgery. So yeah, that was Gas X. I had Motrin, Tylenol. I had everything within reach, so I didn't have to do too much bending, or anything like that, because I wanted to heal up as much as I can. The first, I couldn't lay all the way on my back, because it was hurting me so bad, because they gave me, even though I had the laparoscopic hysterectomy, they went through my belly button, and then I have 3 small incisions up underneath my stomach. He said he didn't want to go through my C-section scar, because that will cause me to have to be down longer, and I really only wanted to be out of work for 6 weeks. But I ended up being out of work for maybe seven and a half. My husband went and bought these big body pillows, because I couldn't, lay flat on my back. I couldn't lay on my left side. I couldn't lay on my right side, because it hurt so bad. So pretty much for the first maybe 3 weeks, I was pretty much, sitting up. When I get out the bed to go use, the bathroom, it, the first, I want to say 4 days, I was in pain. So I was trying to limit myself on taking pain pills, because I really don't like to take pain pills. But that time, man, I'm telling you guys, I needed it. I really, really, really needed it. When I got up to go to the bathroom, I couldn't stand all the way up. I was kind of like hunched over, and I was holding my stomach. If I had to cough, if I had to, sneeze, I had a pillow right there, and I was holding it. Literally, guys, when I was trying to cough, I was like, because I did not want to hurt. Like, I don't deal with pain well. My pain level is like, my pain tolerance is like a 1. That is terrible. But I went to the bathroom. I was able to have a bowel movement 3 days after I had the surgery, and I was taking the stool softeners that they prescribed for me. But also I drink detox tea. So maybe like after a good week after I had my first bowel movement, was maybe like 4 days after the surgery. But maybe like a week and a half, I drank some of my detox tea, because I noticed I wasn't going. You're supposed to have a bowel movement every day. Some people do and some people don't. Me, I want to make sure I have one every day. So I would drink some of my, I drank some detox tea, and that really, really, made me go. Even after that, I started having, my bowel movements were coming regularly. Because I did not want to do anything. I did not want to go back to the hospital because of, some type of complications or anything like that. The day after my surgery, I was able to get up and get into the shower. My husband helped me get into the shower. They had a waterproof bandage over my belly button, so if it did get wet, it wouldn't come off. They had some steri strips on the 3 incisions that they put under my stomach, and then they closed that with glue before they put the steri strips on top of there. What else? So yeah, I was walking around the house, because you don't want to lay too long and end up getting blood clot in your legs. So they recommend that you get up and you move around. So I did a lot of, even though it hurt to walk, I did a lot of walking because my hallway is pretty long. So I did a lot of walking from where my room was at to the end of the hallway, and I would just walk back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until I can it wasn't hurting as much for me to walk. And then I would start, because I was in the bed for 3 weeks, then I would come out my room into the den, and I would sit in the den for a little while because I didn't want to stay sitting up in the bed. Maybe at 4 weeks, I was able to sleep completely on my back, because I really don't like sleeping on my stomach. I'm more of a back sleeper or a side sleeper. And at 4 weeks, I was able to sleep completely on my back. And then I was able to sleep on my side, which was pretty good for me. And that was comfortable for me. But the surgery, it went well. Today is Saturday the 23rd, April the 23rd, Saturday. I just went back to work last Wednesday. I had my follow-up appointment on that Monday, and that Wednesday, I went back to work. And the cuff healed good. I'm not in any pain. I feel good. I mean, this is like the best feeling, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad. So glad that I was able to get it done and out the way. So yeah, guys, that's my hysterectomy story. If you guys have any questions, you can put in the comment section, and I'll be more than happy to answer. So you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday. God bless. Don't do too much craziness. Make sure you're still covered up, because we're still out here in this pandemic. So you guys have a blessed day. I will see you guys on Thursday.